Skull and Bones dropped last Tuesday with a very controversial release. I just completed my first 8 hours with the game, and I'm here to tell you that it is amazing. There's a lot of controversy surrounding the new Ubisoft title, Skull and Bones. People say the price is too high, the graphics are bad, and that the game doesn't really offer anything new. All of these arguments are valid, but this game is amazing, and I'm going to tell you why, and what it means for other games like Sea of Thieves. When I first started this game, I assumed it would be just a generic MMO, and I don't love MMOs. After a thrilling opening and then making my pirate, the game started off kinda slow. The tutorial was a bit of a pain, but things finally started to ramp up once we built our first vessel. Throughout the story of the island St. Anne, you do jobs and gain favor with the infamous John Skurlock, who for some reason loved to tell me to gird your loins. He's an excellent villain and really makes you feel like he's the real pirate kingpin.
Some of the sea people trade goods, others offer information. As long as the war drags on, the agreement stands. So, bring him enough arms to fight, but never to dominate. We got ourselves a money spinner, Cully. Let's keep it turning.
The story is about what you'd expect from an MMO, mediocre at best, but it does a good job guiding you through the world and putting you up against larger and more difficult enemies, which is where we get to the highlight of the game, the Naval Combat. The naval combat of this game is so immersive. It's fast-paced, strategic, and so much fun. The ambience, the sound, and visual design provide make you feel like you're a real pirate crew, and the combat doesn't get old. It's hard to explain how it feels until you experience it for yourself. It's very different than most other MMOs where you spam certain buttons. It really feels like a quadruple A game when in combat. Though I thought I would not like the fact that most of the combat is PvE, it actually works really well and still remains interesting and fun. Strategy becomes key as you begin to build different weapons, armor, and benefits for each of your ships. How you approach an enemy becomes incredibly important as things become more difficult when you get closer to the endgame. And it keeps things fresh as you fight the same enemies in different ways. Progression throughout the game is pretty straightforward. The more resources you acquire through harvesting around the world and sinking your enemies, the more money you have to spend. I had so much fun upgrading my ship, decking out my captain, and trading resources around the game world. It just made each sink that much more important. Now, what does the success or failure of this game mean for the rest of the gaming community and especially Sea of Thieves? I know many of you saw the title of this video and think that I'm abandoning Sea of Thieves for this game. And if you think that, you're wrong. Skull and Bones just provides the experience that I would want from a second Sea of Thieves game. A new game world with new combat mechanics that reinstill that sense of wonder I used to have when first playing Sea of Thieves with my friends. But it is by no means going to replace Sea of Thieves. They both provide different sides of the pirate experience that complete the ultimate vision for the gaming community. Skull and Bones takes a grittier, more realistic approach to the world of piracy, while Sea of Thieves still has the fun sandbox side of things in the bag. And Sea of Thieves still provides the ultimate experience when it comes to swordplay, first-person immersion, and story content, even if the naval combat, in my opinion, Skull and Bones provides, is much more fun. So I will never leave Sea of Thieves, because it still holds a very special place in my heart. Will the rest of the community agree with me? Probably not. The majority of the gaming community is going to schism and divide between the two games, because the idea of liking two games is preposterous to most people. All we can do is hope neither of these games is hurt too much by the divide. I can't wait to keep playing Skull and Bones and make more content for you guys, but let me know what you think of the game in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one.